All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Foreign and Domestic. And as you can see, we're a little bit different tonight. Uh, I had a little bit of an accident, so it is what it is. Um, but with that being said, we will jump over to just a bearded guy.
Hey, thanks, Shaving Accident. I appreciate it. Been it was a kind of a rough week with everything, but in true fashion, start off like this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that time. We'll go ahead and get rid of that stupid distraction device. It's been a crazy week so far. YouTube says, oh, by the way, YouTube viewer, bigger behind the trigger, Blue Healer, Gorillas and Guns, Lone Wolf 76, Pink Shears. Wow, they've got this thing jumping all over the place. Kingpin out there, Pony 47, shooting with Uncle Dan out there. Inside Freedom here in the room, Edward Petty. The YouTube list is just going nuts on me. Mystic Guns out there. Guy that comments just jumped in. Alaska One was out there. Shooter Trash Tactical. One Mr. Phil M. Rivers who just jumped into the room. Vanessa Kitty is also out there and lurking, I do believe. According to the YouTube list, that's who we've got out in the side chat so far.
Awesome, good deal. So we will jump over to Sir Bonus.
Hello. Is that me? Yes, that's me. How is everyone tonight? There's Mr. Rivers down below. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you down there. Hello, side chatter. Good to see everybody already jumping in here, active. Let's have some fun.
Awesome, good deal. The Trollinator.
Oh, hey, thanks for the invite, and nice seeing you all, guys. And Phil, long time no see, man. How you been?
Good. How about you guys?
Good, man. Good to see you. And we got the Big Dummy.
Good evening, gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing well. Got a crowd already in the side chat. Phil, it is good to see you. Always appreciate the bearded guy leading off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So, like Sir Bonus said, let's have a good time. Let's do some fun stuff tonight.
Awesome. Good deal. So, what have you guys been up to lately?
Yeah, we're all going to be quiet until you let Mr. Rivers, introduce himself.
You passed it over to him.
Yeah, I've been gone for a while, but I'm back, and I just wanted to stop in and say howdy to everybody, and I'm still here. So I'm hoping to get a video up in the next couple weeks or so. I just got a bunch of gift cards to my favorite gun store, so we'll,
Awesome. What are you thinking of purchasing?
I was thinking of Hellcat. I got to go see one now. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking for something. I looked at the SIG P365, and I didn't like it. It didn't fit me well. The controls on it. So I want to go see the Hellcat, see if it works any better. If not, then I may go a different direction. So, but I wanted something smaller with the higher capacity that this thing's offered, because I got a PPSM2, but the capacity is like 6 to 8 rounds, or 7 to 9, which is still pretty low when you're considering you can get 13 or 11 in the Hellcat. So.
Nice.
I did.
Those gift cards always come in handy.
Oh yeah.
I shot a rental version. I liked it, and I'm like you. The 365 just does not fit my hands. My support thumb is all the way out almost at the muzzle when I'm holding that gun, and it just the XL's a little bit better, but I shot that SAS, the SAS model, and I liked nothing about it. I thought the sight system was pretty cool, but it was way off, consistently way off, and there's no way to adjust it. And I was like, that's just a big loss for me. Anyway, but it is good to see you. Like I said, I think I left you a message the other day, or left a note, commented on something about missed you being around. So good to see your face back on here.
Well, thank you.
Well, today I did get out and put a few rounds through a few of these. I'd show you the rest of it, but you know, hey, YouTube. Did put a few rounds through a few of these things, and man, I tell you what, I went to the grocery store and I picked up a whole bunch of tomatoes beforehand, and I had never actually done this before, but tomatoes make great targets, by the way. I would think that if you could grow them and they were on the vine, it'd be even better. But yeah, tomatoes make great targets. So that was a lot of fun. I know it doesn't probably, yeah. I didn't video it, so it must not have ever happened.
I was gonna say, if it's not on video, it didn't happen. Yep.
Let me say hey to Pony 47. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Good to see you out there. Chris 338. Yeah, like I said, they're popping. There's Kyle too. So
Yep.
yeah.
I took out the 44 loads. They ran all good. Never had any issues. A little smoky, but that was about the only issue I had. So maybe we're at a different powder.
What powder are we using here?
2400.
Okay. Good to know. I've never tried that one.
Yeah, a little smoky, but that was about it. So I'm gonna just look at some other powder, see if I can find a load for Trail Boss, because I have Trail Boss too. Maybe try that. You got that look on your face.
I don't do Trail Boss. That's for introducing shooters to the world of revolvers, in my opinion. It's not for a grown man. I'm sorry.
Well, you can see I'm currently not. So
So extend your extend your reasoning there, big dummy. Why would that particular powder be for novice shooters, we'll say?
Well, it's just not for. It fills up the case before it gets full power, full pressure. It's made for making sure that the case is full, not for a full power load in a revolver. But Shaving Accident knew that when he bought it. So, I mean, you know.
Hey, it was a good deal. I had to buy it.
Yeah, well, I saw a 5-pound jug of it at my local gun store for $105, and it's still there. I'm just saying.
So what powders would you suggest to try?
H110, Winchester 296, Reloader number 7, whatever you got data for.
So pretty much anything but.
Well, I mean, you know, you could get some 4F black powder, I guess. I mean, hey.
That's if you like cleaning guns.
Yeah. And we all do to an extent. Yeah, Ghost Rider said H110. Yes, Kyle, 5 pounds for $105 in Rome, Georgia. So come on up. Pop's Quest. I need H4350.
So Phil, what do you got coming up, man? You got anything going lately? I know you've been staying busy at home.
Just trying to survive. Like I said, I want to get to the gun store probably next week or so here and take a look at that Hellcat. With the weather finally warming up here, I think I'm gonna try and get to the range sometime. And my sister wants to go, but I probably won't film anything from that. But it'll be nice to get out and go shooting. And I still want to get out with the PO7 and do some more training, because that's my carry gun for security now. So I want to do that. I want to train with it a little bit more. I mean, it shoots nice, and I really love that gun. And it fits my hand better than the 09, and it's only given up I think 1 or 2 rounds in the mag. So it's a nice little gun, and I really do enjoy carrying that gun.
And what are you carrying it in, Phil?
It's Harry's holster. I got one of those. I think it was last birthday or Father's Day. My wife said, "Well, what do you want?" And I said, "Well, I need a Harry's holster for this gun." And so she said, "Well, go ahead and order it." Yeah.
Do you get the inside or the outside?
Inside.
Yeah, I've got one of each when he ran the outside ones.
Yeah, because I wanted something good for it. Because for the training and the qualification, I had to have something outside, so I just bought a cheap Kydex that the local gun store had. So I used that for the training session or the qualifications, and you had a lot of time. I mean, it was I think the least amount of time you had was 5 seconds from 1 yard to get a shot on body, and that was no problem. And the 25 yard shooting with that gun was very nice. I couldn't really see what I was hitting until we went up and marked them, or got to see where the instructor marked them, and it shot very nice. I mean, they were all in the upper torso, so it was a nice shooting day for me. I did very well. I surprised myself. So, and I think I think I had a video where I had some pictures, or I talked about it before, about that training. So it was nice though. It was a good class, and I learned a lot, and the gun surprised me, because I've shot before, and at 25 yards it really surprised how well I did. So I like it.
Nice. We got a question out there from Pops. Would you buy gunpowder off of Gunbroker?
Got to worry. Has it been mixed? Has it been put back in differently? Has it been stored moist areas? I was leery of all that stuff that my friend got out of the estate. Looked at a lot of it, but I don't know. I don't know if I would buy a bunch of it that way.
Daniel?
I don't think I would, because if the seal's not on there, you don't know if it's any good or not. Like you're saying, it could be mixed, it could have got wet. You just don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Alan, what do you think?
I try not to. It makes me dizzy, but Gunbroker, no, I probably wouldn't. If the only thing I really use Gunbroker for is guns. I buying powder. There's no way. I don't even look at Gunbroker for like tools of any sort. I'll use it maybe as a price reference, but I don't even buy off of Gun Broker.
I have to, as far as Josh's question about the CZPO2, I might have to go up to my favorite gun shop here on Tuesday and take a look at one.
Our newest CZ convert is hardcore on the CZ right now.
He's working on like a museum, a CZ museum. Is that what's going on here?
Anyway, well, in my local gun shop, they're the top selling CZs in this part of the whole United States. So if there's one out there, it's going to be there.
Have you visited the Pink Toolbox?
It's been a little while since I've seen the Pink Toolbox. Boy, is she nice.
So what is unique about a PO2? Does anybody know here?
Beats me. I'm going to have to look it up.
I haven't even.
Unicorn.
Yeah. Maybe it was like how the PO1 Omega was when it first came out.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. So,
well, it's a 75B ultimately. It's either a manual or a decocker. It's an alloy. What else do I know about it? Not a whole heck of a lot.
Pops has the answer.
I've seen them in 9mm, but I honestly don't know if they have other calibers for it.
So it's sounding like Pop's definition is something like that double barrel 1911 that was out for a little while. So it's a double barrel PO1, so it's a PO2. It's PO2.
Basically, PO2 is like a compact PO1, just in 75B style. From what little I know of it.
We have another beard with more hair.
I was gonna say it looks like we've got an older version here.
I'd say watch out. He's wearing a hood.
Look, he's outside.
Yeah, that's just because his wife doesn't let him in the house.
Pretty much.
On some days. What are you all up in the hoodie for? Our weather is phenomenal.
Because I'm got just pajama pants on underneath this, so it's starting to get a little chilly out. I think it's like 45 out right now.
Oh, where?
Oh.
Well, hopefully you're not going commando if it's cold out there.
Oh no. No.
See my name. See my name.
Yep.
Oh, I like that beard. I do like that beard. We need to have another beard competition here again soon.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit more and more distinguished. Pretty much as every day goes by anymore. So last couple of years, it's gone really gray and lost a lot of that.
What?
Yeah.
Has it just relocated from here to back here?
No, actually, I don't have that problem. Around the edge of the ears, I got to keep that trim for whatever reason, but that's been that way for going on 5 years now. So,
well, that's what angle grinders are for.
I thought that was for toenails.
That too.
His has to be corrected. Which part of his shaving accident did he like go too low and then too low up here too? Or?
Well, it began with trimming the head because he's you, just a younger version, and so he
2 feet taller.
Shaved the head and went a little too far down here, so he had to chop it right so.
Yeah, mine's kind of an accident too, because mine was fuller a couple weeks ago, and my wife was nagging me to trim it up, so I went out and I bought a new trimmer for it, and I got the cheap version instead of the $20 version. I got the $12 version, and I tried the 6 and it didn't cut anything. So I said, okay. I went down to the next size was a 3, and this is what I got. I'm like, holy crap! There's still enough winter left that I didn't want to cut the whole thing off, so I just left it like this, figuring, well, it should grow back. But
Yep. Well, I showed the old lady. I found my CD-ROM of my first deployment for that we did for a cruise book, and I found a picture on there for when I won the best beard contest, and it was about as long as Alan's is, but you only had like 3-4 weeks that we were able to grow it before we had to shave again. And she's like, "Oh, that's how it should look now." And I'm like, "No, this is time and effort." So
This is sad without the Scotsman here.
yeah, he's
Big
not able
plan.
to defend himself.
I'm making him offers here on the side chat that I can drop off and stuff so he can get on here.
Hmm.
Yep.
So he's
We-
waiting
we-
to see how much dead air we can have without him around. Is that what?
Well, I'm thinking we should poll the side chat on who should drop out so Scotsman can get on the chat, or just leave him over on the side. What does the side chat say?
Or do we leave him just running the chat from abroad, or
Do not drop out.
he says, do not drop out.
Oh, so okay. Well, Alan, you went out and done some shooting this weekend. Anybody else here go out and shoot?
the weather was just too good in my area this weekend. It finally was 50, and I was out there just literally in the shirt you see me in now. I was just absolutely digging it. I disdain winters here in Iowa. They're just pathetic. It makes me want to criticize things I don't know about or be outlawed and have my knees removed.
Yeah.
It's just flat miserable. There's so many other aspects that I do like, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if some people know or not. Bearded, do you know red flag law has been submitted here in Iowa?
Yeah, I've been following IFC's updates on it, and but luckily they did get the Second Amendment to actually be part of the state constitution re-balloted. So hopefully that goes through again for firm. But yeah, I seen it. It was passed in to start going through the talks, unfortunately, but hopefully we've got a few people that actually have brains, hopefully, that might see that thing just get, dropped to the shit can.
Yeah, when you think Iowa, even if you're outside of Iowa, you're probably the only thing you know about Iowa is corn. We got a lot of rural area, and pretty much the mass majority of population that could possibly bring any kind of laws like this into fruition are out of the Des Moines area. And I just, not only do I not think they ultimately have the numbers in the grand scheme of things, but there's just so much money coming behind it. It's just hard to put up the fight when they're backed so hard monetarily.
Well, was it like something $600,000 Bloomberg dropped behind it for the state to frickin' drive that crap down our throats?
Well over that, brother. Well
It's a
over
stupid
that
number.
Look
Yeah,
at it's now it's looking more like 3.5 mil, just to the point where it gets through committee. After that, more money is going to be pumped into the system.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Although, hey, did you see my high school buddy Troy Price dropped out of the frickin' Iowa DNC shit.
I did not.
Yeah, he was the caucus leader. I went to high school with that little pissant. So his family, they don't really talk to him. But needless to say, his family owns the largest oil and HVAC company where I grew up. So they own the co-op. So
I didn't know there was oil on Mars.
Hold on just a minute. American Reloader, that cannot be true.
No, I did read something about that. I hadn't checked it today, but I did read something about that.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know if Bloomberg was pumping money into his campaign out in Iowa. Since you guys already had the caucus, right?
And he's not really
and in the caucuses, one of the best things that came about that, not only with everything else, was that the Elizabeth Warren campaign office across the street from me closed immediately, and the Bernie office right around the corner also closed right at that same exact time. I'm glad for them. I'm glad, because then I don't have to, stand out front with signs anymore.
He did offer though, right?
Oh, it was great when me and Scotsman, we were coming back from shooting, and we got bags full of guns headed up to his apartment. And as we walk up towards his apartment, we see off to the side, what the shit is that? And you just see him hunkered down and start, because it's literally right across from his apartment. He looks down and boop, yep, right there across the street. You never seen him have so much shame other than when he changed his name to Jan. Then
a very true statement, Bearded. Very true, man. I'm telling you, it was. I'm like beside myself. Middle of Iowa, all this stuff is happening in parts of the country that we would never ever expect it to happen in. Well, that's all part of the plan.
Nebraska. Freaking Iowa.
Yeah, Arizona, Texas. Seriously? All these states that have been pro Second Amendment since the founding of it all. And have fought and fought and fought, and it's still a continued battle. The battle's never going to be won. They're going to constantly still go after it, because that's the one they need to get rid of the most for them to take any kind of authority or power or control over.
Yeah, I guess Warren did booty spank him, though, the other night, I guess, from the way it sounds, but especially on all of his stop and frisk and all of the chicks he's had sign NDAs and other bullshit. So I'll give that to her.
They did cave and give him a milk crate to stand on during the debate, didn't they?
Actually, I think it was a transmission jack, because the milk crate wasn't high enough.
Yeah. I need a milk crate and 5 phone books from a major city.
Yeah, he's hitting Pennsylvania hard with commercials. I mean, you don't go 10 minutes on a local TV station without seeing a commercial for Bloomberg. So,
I'm pretty sure YouTube, every time you log on, you see all that crap. That's the one nice thing about the caucuses being done, is anytime I pull up YouTube anymore, it's stupid commercials rather than all the political bullshit. But the thing is, if you sit through that political advertisement, that campaign has to pay for that ad aired time. The more you watch it, the more they have to pay. There is that. So if you hate the person, just watch it more.
Well, I don't really watch TV, Phil. So my question is during commercials like this, is he trying to stand on his own merits, or does he like badmouth Trump every single commercial?
He's trying to say that, he brought New York back from after 9/11, and which may or may not be true because Giuliani was there in 2011, and he was Bloomberg was elected in 2012 January, or 2001. I'm sorry, yeah, 2001 and 2002. It's been so long, I can't remember the dates, but he's saying that he brought New York back, and he's for what they call women's rights, reproductive rights, and he's also what was he? There's something about guns, but the way they worded it, I can't remember how they worded it, but I think it was common. It's something along the lines of common sense gun laws.
Yeah.
I've got it.
He's about gun control and killing babies.
Right.
He says, quote,
As
I
most
will
of them.
take on the gun lobby and save lives.
Yes.
Wasn't that Hillary's slogan last time too?
Well, and his newest lead-in is Trump has nothing but hatred for other people to generate his energy. So let's have something positive. And then he goes through all of his points of what he would do. But it's all about beating one person. But we all know, and we've seen the polls, that any Democrat candidate can beat the president right now. Any of them down the line. They all win 1-1 in the polls. Have you not seen those polls?
I haven't seen that.
There's
Yeah,
no
that's them and their campaign manager, right? That were involved in those polls.
Yeah. There's no setup here for a shocking result after the election if it does not happen, so that we can start this whole process of investigating the Russians and the president and all the conspiracies that go into that. So
I think
it may start up before the election. Honestly, I really think Crazy Nancy's going to start it back up here again soon.
Well, I have a question for every single Democrat that I meet. Since Trump took office, what has the Democrats done for you? They've done nothing since he took office other than try to get him out of office.
They've impeached him.
All they've done. They've held up anything that he's tried to get done, and that's all they've done is fight Trump tooth and nail the entire way and try to get him out of office. I'm like, what have they done for you? Have they done anything for the country? Have they tried to work with any laws, or they've just fought against everything with no holds barred?
That's the biggest thing. They just want to fight against it just so they can say, well, it doesn't matter because we're just fighting against Republicans. Try working with everybody and do their freaking jobs is too much to ask. And that's where all that crap is screwed up. And then, they finally achieved their goal a few months back. They got Trump impeached. And you see all these, their freshman leagues up there in their white dresses pissed off because, he's still our president? Wait, what's that mean? There's just too much stupid sitting in frickin' Congress right now that are just too fed up with each other. That's the biggest problem. They should be working together regardless of whatever side they frickin' stand on to do their frickin' jobs and actually pass crap like they're supposed to. But that's too much to ask.
So I'm trying to confirm something on the Kingpin was asking if anybody else had seen that the whistleblower, I can't remember which department it was, but the one that had basically said during the Obama years that if I am found dead, it was not suicide, was killed there in the last 24 hours. I saw it on Fox News when I woke up this morning. His name was Philip Haney, DHS whistleblower during the Obama years. So
Wes Covington Covenant Dodge says that he died in a robbery, but nothing was taken.
Yeah, the gun was found right beside him. It happened along a highway, major highway. Nobody around, just one shot to the head, and the gun was laying there. And the first thing they came out with saying is suicide. I said, no, must be one of Hillary's exes.
Sounds kind of
No,
like
he has a dick. That's not one of her exes. Hey, you serve in the military long enough, you meet some people that wound up being Secret Service and the Marines, and you learn a few things. It's awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think she's been batting for the other team for the past 30 years.
As my brother Chico wise.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Chico. Investigating on my phone. Can't say hi, but hi. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. There's no doubt. It definitely appears to have suffered a single self-inflicted gunshot wound.
To the chest.
Yeah. Maybe it was back here.
Well, it's amazing that it was only a single gunshot wound, because most of Hiller's suicides are a couple of shots.
To the back of the head.
Yeah, the Crazy Scotsman threw the link out there for the GoFundMe for Mr. Holster's family and all that. He did fill me in on the giveaway that's happening, and he's just waiting on the rest of the parts, and he will assemble. And once all that comes in, that's gonna be happening. So
yeah. He should get a piece in by Tuesday, I think. I got to pull up my tracking. So, but yep, that's definitely still going on. And speaking of which, I still got a big ass box of stuff, plus ammo in a bag sitting on a shelf, and Phil's gift card sitting in my gun safe. For the TCS 2000 also, by the way.
Yeah. Phil's gift card. I bet he kind of wish he'd held on to that there, because he's now thinking of Hellcat. So,
oh, it was a good cause. It was a good cause. Now I've seen something in the side chat in StreamYard, but I don't know whether StreamYard froze up or what. But this Jim, I don't want to mispronounce his name, so I'm not going to try. But he's from an Aussie saying that he wants to explain why it is a former and serving military personnel and police officers swear to defend the United States Constitution from all enemies, both foreign and domestic, but don't take any action to arrest every politician that makes laws that are against the Constitution.
We should.
Yeah, we really should.
The thing about it is, Jim, is somebody has got to indict these politicians.
Right. And the other problem is that there's so much back scratching between the politicians and the DAs and everything else. There's so much corruption even at the local level. It's not even funny.
Not to mention court loading.
Yeah.
Well, in our political system has been going on so long. You actually you have a whole new class of type of people. It's the ruling class here in the United States. You might as well say the royalty, because it's family, and it goes down generation from generation, and they go to college just to end up going into politics.
True. There's a lot of legacies like that. I mean, look at the Kennedys. Well, we've seen what happened there. Bush. I mean, I like the guy. First thing he did when he came in was gave all of us a nice little raise, which was appreciated.
Well, that was Reagan.
No, I was born during Reagan. When Bush came in, yeah, that was the first thing he did there. And as soon as he took office, was give all of us in the military a nice little raise back in 2001 after, all the budget cuts from Clinton. So,
Yeah.
Oh, the Clintons hated military.
oh, they did. They made it so hard for us. And then, oh, Christ. I had a guy that I was in tech school with in Monterey. He was probably 7% body fat, 6'2", probably weighed 220 pounds. And he was on mandatory PT because he didn't pass height and weight standards, but the dude was like built like a brick shit house. It's like, how the hell is he on mandatory PT? Because his neck was too small during the tape test. And, well, Dan knows what I'm talking about on that crap.
Yeah. I always had to end up going to the tape because back then, well, yeah, I was a little chubby, but I still passed everything.
Yep. Same way with Obama. It's like, oh, well, we're just going to make things harder for everybody. It's like, stupid. The fat people that don't want to do stuff, I understand because, like our senior enlisted, I don't know how many senior chiefs and crap he had around him that were morbidly obese, but
yeah, they started trimming the fat quite a bit my last 10 years. So, I mean, I retired in 2005, so that was part of your time there.
Oh yeah.
But when I first came in, it was, oh my gosh, there was some people. It's like, how do they even fit in the door, let alone get a chair that's strong enough to support them?
Yep.
But they got into a physical fitness big time. We started to end up getting 2-hour lunches just to have time to go out. We were required to go out and PT for 3 days a week. So we did it on our lunchtime and got 2-hour lunches. Me and my buddy, we'd go to the archery range and we'd run a 3-mile course shooting arrows and still stop at McDonald's and get ourselves a Big Mac.
That's back when the Big Mac was big, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the Big Mac ain't nothing. It really surprises me that a company that has built themselves on making Americans fat are all of a sudden trying to make them thin again.
Oh yeah, it's like when they had that idea for the salad that was in the frickin' drink glass. Yeah, try to eat that going down the road.
Yeah, those Big Macs and stuff, they are poison. Because once I had my back surgery and I haven't been able to go to work, so that ended that lunch. And once I got out of bed, I dropped 30 pounds. I dropped so much weight, the doctors are giving me tests for cancer. Make sure I didn't have it. They were sweating it. It's like, nope, I got out of bed and quit eating fast food. Just out doing stuff.
Okay, Fuzz, I'm not sure about that because I know that a district attorney is the one who decides if they're going to indict, but they have to bring a case before them. Somebody has to do the work to bring the case, and I'm glad Jim came on here tonight from Australia and brought these things up because a lot of our elected officials are pretty much traitors.
Yeah. It's all about the bottom line. Yeah, it's all about money to them. Who's going to put it in their pockets?
Well, none of them will get called out unless they're Republicans anyway. Only the Democrats will they'll even claim it for somebody that has had nothing but a stellar record. Oh, well, this person is this, and it's just like that's what your entire party is doing. But why we don't just go, hey, you're violating your oath, you need kicked the hell out?
Well,
I mean, like that one up in Minnesota that's like was caught embezzling her campaign funds and, you know, tax fraud for marrying her brother while being married to another guy and claiming all the other crap.
Oh, they busted AOC on that stuff too with her campaign funds, paying it out to a boyfriend or somebody or a brother or something like that. They really hushed that up.
Yet there's never any real punishment for any of that happens. And
Yeah,
you're talking about, you know, holding them to the fire.
We had the dumbass up in Sioux City. They booted his ass right off of the fucking council he was on right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, but those two girls are still on whatever frickin' committees they were part of, even after all that bullshit.
Well, we need to get a law passed where if they pass a law that turns out where the Supreme Court says it's unconstitutional, everybody that wrote it or sponsored that law should lose their job on the spot. And everybody that voted for that law, he needs to get one warning, and they only get 2 warnings for voting before they're kicked out. Now there you will see some people taking a look at, you know, these laws, are they constitutionally or not? And if it's questionable, they're going to think twice about voting for it.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like any of these politicians get called out for breaking the Constitution or anything like that. It's frustrating too, because you see it and you go, you know, you're violating the Constitution by trying to pass these stupid laws. I mean, look at the red flag laws violate at least 2 or 3 constitutional amendments that I know of.
Due process being the first. There's your Fourth Amendment down the shitter.
Right.
I mean, look at Colorado. You don't even need proof, and then you can submit whatever anonymously, and there's no repercussions for, you know, false testimony.
Yeah. And we have the right to face our accusers.
Yep.
So right there, that whole red flag law is unconstitutional. Someone accuses you and you don't want to stand up to you? No.
Yep. It'd be different if it, like, you know, there's a chick out there that been battered by some dude and said, hey, I'm in fear of my life. And he went and faced her in court, and obviously he's found guilty through due process and a speedy trial. By all means, you know, take that douchebag out of the system. Yeah. But you need that due process.
Yeah. I mean, yes, make them show their face, put down either their name on the complaint. Because that way, if it turns out if it's a false complaint, you have the option of going right back on them for not only criminal charges, but also civil charges.
Court fees and all the other stuff that you might be found responsible for, whatever lawyer fees are involved. Exactly.
Well,
there you go, American Reloader. A few comments back, Kyle said he wanted to become a Democrat and then become a bank robber. All you got to do is be a Democrat, get elected
for office,
and you're going to do better than a bank robber.
Yeah, get a foundation, and Russia can give millions and millions of dollars to your foundation right after you sell a lot of uranium mineral rights in the United States.
Yeah, and you can get me and your 2 sons jobs making gazillions of dollars a year.
Yeah, for some foreign country, and don't even have to speak the language.
It's amazing, man.
Yep.
Now, real quick, round the tree. Sir Bonus, lever or lever?
Lever.
Trollin 8, lever or lever?
Lever action.
Bearded CB, lever or lever?
If we're talking about guns, lever. If we're talking about other things, lever.
Lever for a lever.
Mr. Rivers, lever or lever?
Lever.
And the big dummy, lever or lever?
Lever, totally.
My favorite soap, however, is Lever 2000.
I'm sorry, I was dumbfounded by Bearded Seaweed. I was still thinking lever for the lever action. So, yeah.
Kyle Lusk did throw a .com out there. It's luskfoundation.com. I think you misspelled that, sir. And we don't go to those websites anymore. I'm just letting you know.
Wonder what the Lusk Foundation benefits.
Training local kids and teaching them how to cast lead. Fishing weights, right?
Yeah, we'll go with that. See, Jim, that's the bottom line right there. They can't make their one world order politically sound in America without doing that first. Disarming the populace.
Without a tree behind every blade of grass. I mean, a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, that was which Japanese admiral that said that? Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto. Yep. Now we got to definitely stick together as far as a community and like-minded people, because our government. I mean, you get the left. We're talking a lot about the left. They've gone full-blown socialist, and the Republican side is where the Democrats used to be.
Right.
So our kids out there and the grandkids, they're screwed. They're going to vote themselves right out of freedom, and they're going to be happy doing it.
Well, it's like, good old Pocahontas, get paid $400,000 a year to teach one class, and everybody needs free college.
Yeah,
It's all about the free shit. That's what
It
everybody's in
is.
it for.
I like the phrase that I've seen on the internet that you can vote yourself into communism, but you have to shoot your way out.
Look at
Or
Venezuela.
socialism. Yeah, exactly.
I just want some free ammo.
Some
Free
guns. Free guns would be nice.
You've got my vote.
Free training, free firearms training. That would be a nice little bonus on there too, which technically that's up to the states.
I want subsidies, man. I want subsidies to be able to buy Smith & Wesson revolvers for the same price these little cheap pocket polymer guns cost.
Well, that's what the Social Security's for. It's $1,012 a month or some shit.
Oh, and
You're right
yeah.
there.
And if you identify as a male white American, you can't even get it.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not white. I'm just, gray.
Yeah, and I'm actually not full white.
Well, Pop's Quest is, I mean, you're going to earn my vote real quick, not only for that particular statement, but for that epic goat, man. I'm telling you that he's just got it going on. I
can see Pops at one of the debates. He would answer each, and somebody says something negative about it. He started out with a, the Pops laugh.
That would be epic. That would definitely be epic.
That goatee is tight. You can pry, like stuck parts and guns with that thing. It's tight. Definitely.
Oh, it's Val's birthday.
So we got to sing to.
Uh-oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, but little precious Val. Happy birthday to you.
Like happy birthday.
Grand power.
Getting the chop up.
Birthday.
Everybody does it quiet so their wife don't hear it.
People dying everywhere, but happy birthday.
Oh, who's his favorite YouTube channel out there? Spanky Marshall, Spanky Deputy.
The Wanky Marshall? What?
Yeah, Spanky Marshall.
Wanky.
Maybe we can get Spanky to give him a shout out.
Well, you'd have to talk to Josh about how much that'll cost.
Oh, yeah.
Good comment, Mr. Leverguns.
Oh, is he 50 now? Oh.
Val joined the elite club.
Just a huge prize.
Yeah, I think Bearded might be the youngest
Say-
one on the
oh.
panel right now.
Well, now we're reading all the comments
Yep,
about our
turned
singing. Well, we got to stick together as a community. And sometime during this chat, I'm going to do a shout out for a channel that I think only one person here has heard about.
Uh-oh.
And as a community, you know, a lot of people that travel in the circles are like focused on 2A, and there's a reason for that. But we're also for all the other rights. That's one thing that I think part of the anti-gunners don't quite understand is, yeah, we're against all these red flags. Why? Because, oh yeah, they're a violation of the second. Well, they're also a violation of the fourth. They're also a violation of the 14th. They're also a violation. It just, yeah, we're for having our rights. It's not we're just for the Second Amendment. So because if there's an extreme off chance that there's somebody out there that is not pro 2A, but they like all their other damn rights, keep in mind that we like all our rights too. And that's why we're so invested in what we're invested in. Because the only way we're going to be able to hold on to those rights is to be able to defend them if it comes to that point. And it has. We've defended our rights against a country that we left beforehand, a complete empire that we left, and we had to defend our way of life against them. We had to use guns to do it.
Yep.
You know what? It doesn't matter where your family came from in the past. Like my grandmother, she was full-blooded Cherokee, and the other side of the family, they came from Europe. And you know what? Their decisions on what they did, and that's how I ended up where I am now. And it's up to me to live my own life. I only expect 1,000 bullets from you people every month.
Do you want bullets or loaded rounds of ammunition?
He said bullets. He was very specific.
Yeah, I was generous. I'll get, I can go out there and get my own powder and my primers and pick up your brass off the ground.
You won't pick mine up because I'll beat you to it. I got a brass catcher, man.
Yeah, it's called Chico Wise, isn't it?
Chico's out there with a 5-gallon bucket. Keep them coming.
I need a Chico out at the pistol range with that 10 millimeter.
Oh,
I just need a little Chico to run around and catch that crap.
He'd have been falling in the pond the first day you shot it.
What I can't abide is when you're out there spotting the other guy's brass and you're out there picking it up and getting it to go in there when they do something dirty. I cannot abide that. There's going to be repercussions. You guy out there, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, even when we were out there for the one camp out, shooting the 10 millimeter, we recovered like 2 more pieces of brass that managed to fall in the mud. Oh man. Oh, he has no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. Sounds like he may not be getting any deer sheds after all, huh?
No, well, the ones I had here were actually too small, so I'm going to continue looking for some that's the right size. But the saddest thing is be watching Scotsman's releases. There was video.
Uh-oh. So it really did happen, huh?
Yes, and the whole thing is, after I watched it, I had to laugh. That's the only. I mean, I I was getting upset trying to find that brass.
Oh, golly.
Oh, but after watching the video, I laughed. But it's
all good now.
Well, I've
No.
been working on some brass, 270 brass. Charlie sent me some very old brass from, these are federal. So I'm going through the whole brass prep routine with these. He sent me 2 boxes. One's a Winchester and one's federal, and they're really old brass. And I don't know why, but I'm wanting to separate that older brass out and kind of use it for special occasions, hoping it's want to do better than just the regular old brass. Am I crazy? Tell me. Y'all tell me. Is the older brass is it better than the new stuff?
I would kind of have a suspicion that it would be. They probably are putting more pot metal or tin or anything else in with the brass if they're creating any kind of alloy with it. These days, a lot more than they used to.
Yeah, probably a lot more pure brass versus a bronzer, for instance. Like your pennies, same instance.
Yeah.
Well, apparently copper was too expensive to be using for pennies. So now they just use bronzer.
Well, it's a dual alloy, bronze, antimony, and brass. Or copper. Yeah. So it's only like 10% copper from, what was that, 87 or 97 on up?
Yeah.
I forget which year exactly, along those lines.
Yeah, during World War II, there was no copper in them.
1944 pennies, all made out of steel. If you can find a copper one from back then, you're sitting on a chunk of change.
Yep. There's Ozark. Hey, buddy.
It's same thing with nickel. I've got a war nickel that's actually silver from 1944. It's sitting in my gun safe. So
That's pretty cool. Scotsman, anytime you get ready to come back, just come on and I'll jump back off there. You just come on.
Well, I'm gonna bail here soon anyway, guys. So he can jump in here.
Yeah, because Phil's always got something better to do than hang around with a bunch of blokes like us.
Well, yeah, Scotsman just doesn't want to come back in because he doesn't want to show that shiny head.
Yeah, I don't think he wants me to repeat the comment I made Friday night, so I'm going to leave that alone. So,
I wasn't here Friday night. You'll have to fill me in.
Well, when he gets back, we'll talk about where you been, what you been doing with yourself, Phil.
I've been busy, work, family stuff. Had a lot of stuff going on after Christmas, or right after Christmas. Our mother-in-law went in the hospital, so been busy with that and trying to take care of the family thing. So it's been busy. But like I said, I'm hoping with the weather getting nicer and the days getting longer, I can find some time to get out and go shooting. But lately it's been this stupid work, and getting up at 4:20 in the morning has been killing me. So it's like I got to get to bed soon.
4:20 in the morning. You must have cats.
No. I start work at 6, and I like to get up and eat and relax. There's a second or two, and then go to work.
Have his coffee. Go poop before he leaves. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. Not all of us can be happily retired like the troll up there. So
yeah.
And thanks for coming in.
Yeah, Jim, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
Good questions.
I really do appreciate it, Jim.
Yeah, Jim, and ask your boss why he doesn't watch us. What's his problem?
Yeah, what's the matter with him? But I'm going to bail here real soon, guys. It was nice getting on with you. It's nice seeing everybody and talking to everybody. I do appreciate the invite, Scotsman. I know you're out there. So you guys have a good one.
Always good to see you, Phil.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Look
Like I said,
forward
I
to
do
seeing you
appreciate
post something.
being here.
If
It's
you need
always
anything.
nice to get the invite. So
Yeah. If you need anything, you know how to get me. My address
Yep.
is the same.
oh yeah.
Nothing's
Yeah, I know you
changed.
guys are there. I just, like I said, it's been busy with life, so I'm trying to get back in here. It's just I got the invite and I was like, I don't have anything to do other than make lunch, so let me go ahead and jump on. So I'm gonna.
Well, Pops
go
would
do
just
that.
say hit McDonald's and get a Big Mac on the way in for lunch.
Yeah.
Stop by Starbucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Make sure I hear they got good cream at Starbucks.
Mm.
It's always there available.
Yeah, that's one of Pops' favorites, if I remember correctly.
Oh man, I was like a dog on a bone on that. I wouldn't let go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember that video. It's like Starbucks, seriously, and then he commented back, "Yes, Starbucks."
Oh crap, Pops is still here. I had so much fun with that.
So,
But
you guys have a good night, and till we meet again.
Thanks,
later,
Phil.
Phil.
See you, Phil.
Later, Phil.
Can't
Now,
really
let's see.
repeat Pop's comments.
Old
Hey.
Chops,
Oh wait, he
back
can
up.
repeat Pop's comment.
Hey, didn't I see you on Dungeons and Dragons? You're like a wizard, aren't you?
He's my he's the younger, taller brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
he-
there he
I'm
unmuted.
talking about the younger, taller thing, so I figured, why not? Right?
He's inside though, so I have to get him out to the woods one of these days, do some longer range, and yeah, he wouldn't fit inside the Hobbit shed, so it's a good thing Tack took that down.
Oh man.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, the weekend of the was at the 21st, 22nd of March. If you're available, Alan, we're going to be doing some shooting out there too. We can try to get you guided in slowly out to probably 50 yards, but then there's 100-yard where we got some 6-inch targets. Yeah, maybe get you behind my rifle and then maybe try for that 200 out there. It's a 4-inch target, so.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I mean, you could try.
If I can get Tack to shoot it 3 times in a row, I might be able to get you to shoot it at least 1 out of 3. So
I might go through 18 or 20 rounds, but
yeah, I'll have to stock up.
Is this an open-sighted gun?
No, that's the one with the scope on it. That's my
Okay.
18.
it's probably like a 50 power. I'm still not going to be able to hit it.
Wait a minute. This rifle has a scope on it,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Oh
can't
no, that's
hit.
fine.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about Alan. He can't hit 200 yards with a scope gun.
No, it's kind of a running thing because when we had the AOK's birthday bash, we had some tannerite at what 35 yards at best.
I think we sighted it. What was it like? Right around 55 was where it was set from where you were shooting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I had moved some optics around and stuff, and didn't have quite things dialed in, and just couldn't. I'm not making excuses.
Okay, I understand now. It was tannerite at 30 yards and it wouldn't go off. You had a little angel sitting on your shoulder, making sure you didn't hit it.
Well, it was shooting at a pumpkin, a full-on 10, 12-inch pumpkin. In like 2/3 to 3/4 of a mag later, I mean, I got it on film. The whole thing. When I did my video of it, I actually had to cut out like 15 or 20 rounds.
I just couldn't hit that thing for nothing. They're like, that was high.
An AR pistol.
That was left. That was high.
You should have tried the 10 millimeter.
Oh, he probably would have hit it with that. Yeah.
Yeah, probably would have hit it with that.
But his AR pistol, man, it was just like boop, 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 boop.
What scope you got on there?
That was his red dot.
Oh,
Yeah.
red dot.
On the AR pistol, all I've got is the Romeo 5.
Which is a good red dot. I can waylay crap at 100 yards with that, but
yeah. I just not only
Maybe it's broken.
wasn't dialed in, and I wasn't even thinking. I was just pulling up and pulling the trigger, pulling it up, pull the trigger, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" And went clink, and once I actually thought about shooting, I was just popping rounds, not even thinking about holding things right or breathing or
oh yeah, I got that.
I just blew chunks on it, and I'm not gonna live it down, just like I don't live down Jan.
It's definitely expensive, Walter, but sometimes that's how some of us can shoot. So,
And I was thinking here that I was the worst shot in this crowd. Thanks for making me feel a little bit better tonight, Jan.
I'm here to help. I'm here to help.
It was just like when I had Scotsman shoot that 40 during my giveaway. Was Jan shooting?
I was all over the place with that 40. I couldn't shoot that thing at all.
Yeah, well, with the three, if I would have handed you the 380 with the 6 rounds that were in that would have been done way too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. I don't know if this will show up or not. Well, here was the score of my last Manix.
Just throw that anywhere, Daniel.
Oh, here, yeah, it even comes up with.
Would you like to open the window and go for double jeopardy?
Oh, so it told you straight up that.
Yeah, it shows video of what you do and everything like that. I think it's cool.
Or annoying. But mostly cool.
Well,
it's not bad. Wait, I see.
boom.
What's going on there?
It tracks the shot, how you're holding. It takes
like
that
a
last.
long-nosed cat with a leash.
It tracks the whole time you're holding the gun on the target, and then it turns yellow, and then the red's after the shot breaks, which way your gun goes.
If you shake it really hard, will it erase the picture? Or?
No, you go through all kinds of.
Catch.
Yeah. See all those numbers? See all these numbers right there? That's each round. So I can go click one of the other ones.
Maybe.
Click. Well, I'm trying to do this backwards and all that.
I don't think your finger's touch sensitive.
I think you got 2 fingers on the screen at the same time, probably.
Yeah. So it bounces them around to different ones.
That's pretty cool, man. What is this called?
Mantis.
It's like a dry fire
Yeah.
training.
You can do it dry fire, live fire, all that stuff. The Mantis, old Bald and Curious hooked me up with that there last fall. Yeah, and I'm using it, and my wife's using it, and I needed it.
I hooked a couple of people up with that system. I found it to be an interesting unit. It basically just slides onto a pick rail, and you sync it with your phone, and it gives you all kinds of interesting data.
Yep. Yeah, you hit me up one. I got the. I forget which one it was that you sent, but I forget the model because there's 1, 3, or 4 now. I think they've done a few different ones. Daniel's got the latest one.
See, the difference between a single guy with that is he's just got targets all over his wall taped up. With the married man like Daniel, they're neatly framed or they're embroidered all over the house. So.
See, I didn't tape mine up. I use pins. I pin them up.
Pins. Yeah, push pins in the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
That way it's clean. They're easy to take on and off. If you tear it by accident, it's all good. It's a quick fix.
Before you move out and have to get your deposit back, you wash toothpaste and everything.
Yep.
Toothpaste.
A little bit of quick crackle.
You go to the store and buying putty, man. I just use a little bit of toothpaste.
Somebody
I'm just saying goodnight to the wife.
Mine's dropping me hints. She says she's perfectly independent, but she's sick and wrapped up in a blanket right now and really likes some coffee or some hot tea.
Well, you should be a good gentleman, and being the new husband at all, you should be brushing up real quick. Here, let me make that for you. Scotsman probably knows a couple good recipes for Earl Grey.
Get some tea, herbal tea. Put some lemon in it.
A gin
A little bit of honey.
or vodka.
Or whiskey.
That's
Tequila.
Yeah,
the
honey
cure-all.
and whiskey. That'll
Whiskey,
knock her
honey, and
out.
lemon.
That'll knock her out. Then you got the rest of the night to yourself.
Yep. Get her some Jim honey, and that'll just put a baby nipple on it for her and say, "Here you go, hun." Should be good.
Nothing says strong, independent like.
Yeah, I can probably feel her glaring at him at the moment through the screen.
Downstairs.
She hears you. She
Yeah.
hears.
She told me to come up to do this. She wanted me to be away from her for a while.
We can still feel her glaring through the floorboards at you.
Yes.
Dang,
Yeah.
Walter.
Kyle up there.
So Daniel, you got the newest version of that. What is that actually called?
I don't think it's the newest one.
It
This
is.
It is the Mantis X,
or whatever.
and this one here you can put it on a rifle or pistol as long as it has the lower rail. And my wife put the app on her phone also. That way she can track her own shooting when she's doing her own training with it.
Oh, so it wouldn't work for something like that then. That doesn't have a rail.
No, it's got to have a rail. And they even have them if you shoot a bow, you can mount it to a bow, and that's interesting.
Yeah, we've got the availabilities for shotguns and black powders and ARs up here nowadays. So who needs a bow?
You can just take some gaffer tape and wrap it right on there, and it won't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Shoe goo? Huh?
Yeah, backyard ingenuity, man.
Velcro, hook and pile.
CB, here in Georgia, a bow or a crossbow pretty much doubles the length of time you can be out in the woods hunting.
Yeah, it's like that for us too. Bow season down here starts in end of September, and then it rolls all the way through November, and then they have late season on top of that as well after the shotgun seasons go through. Black powder runs into that on both ends, though. Black powder's middle of November for a week and a half, and then again after shotgun season kicks up, it goes again. So,
Yeah, down here in Tennessee, black powder almost hits the extent you got about an extra week and a half of bow outside of black powder stuff.
Well, my main reason why I like bow hunting, because here in Ohio, the only thing that's open during the rut is bow. And the weather's nicer, and you see more bucks, big bucks in one day than you'll see the rest of the gun seasons.
Yeah, those deer that you're only getting nighttime trail cam pictures of are out during the daytime.
Yeah.
That second full week of November, I take that week off. I ain't working. I'm in the woods, man.
Yep. Yeah, Missouri, they got their high power there. Was it the week before Thanksgiving? I think's when Missouri opens up their high power. So they're still during the tail end of the rut down there.
Our season goes from, if you bow hunt, you can hunt from the middle of September, just after the middle of September, till about the second weekend in January. That's a long time. And
Yeah.
we can take two bucks. One of them has to be more than 4 points on one side. And then one can be, but we can get 10 does.
Yeah, we you get your $1 per season. regardless of whatever seasons you get. And you can get multiple tags throughout the seasons. Like if you do first shotgun, you can get 1 buck tag and you can get a county doe tag. But if the county's still open, you can fill as many doe tags as you want. And the same rolls again for archery season. We don't have a limit on what size your buck's got to be, but your button bucks count as an antlerless. And well, those younger does and those little bitty guys, they taste way better anyways.
They really do.
We got a quick question out there, and I'll start with a yes, and everyone else can put their 2 cents in, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be unanimous yes.
Oh, you mean like on Glocks, shooting Glocks?
Yeah. If you shoot a Glock and limp wrist, you're going to jam every time. But you can get away with it on a CZ.
Which leads me to my answer. I have done a couple of videos on limp wristing. I've gotten a lot of hell on the first video that I did with limp wristing. And then I had the great Robin Jones assist me with the second one and brought other firearms that I didn't have. And so what we discovered, one, is I got called out on my first video because I technically wasn't limp wristing, trying to hold it as loosely as I could, but I was holding it in this fashion, which technically wasn't limp. I just had my wrist locked. Even though the firearm was able to rock as much as possible, my wrist was technically locked. So we tried this again with the same firearms that I used in that first video and many, many others. And what I discovered for myself is that normally you can do it with the majority. Some particular weapons are just more prone to it. We were not able to get a CZ to do it at all.
You can cure that by just buying a Smith and Wesson Model 27-2 and 357 Magnum. That'll cure any failures whatsoever.
Or a 586 no dash. I dare you to take a 6-inch 586 and limp wrist that.
Oh no! Try limp wristing the little bitty. What is that? The SP 101. Well, he's got it on him. Yeah. Your little bitty mini 357 wrist breaker 3000.
The wrist breaker 3000, the Model 60.
Oh, yeah. Model 60. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. You can't do it with any wheel guns, obviously. But I've never had an issue with limp wristing 1911s. Personally, that's just my conclusion on that. We did have issues with Glocks. We had issues with Canic. We had a couple other issues, but we could not get like we had a couple of different SIG P320s, and neither of them we could get. We were trying to induce limp wristing malfunctions. We were trying and couldn't get it to do it either. So my answer would be on some weapons, not on all.
Grip them like you mean it. And
it all depends on that grip. If they got a decent grip, even if the limp wristing, they might get away with it. But 9 times out of 10, you limp wrist, you're going to have problems.
Yeah, you'll end up with one type of malfunction or another. Either it's going to stovepipe, or you'll have a failure to feed, or you'll end up with some type of malfunction.
Yep. Now, I've watched other people do that with my 40 as well, where you can see them limp wristed, or they'll move their thumb forward and hit the lock back on it, and because they'll ride that for whatever stupid reason too, and yep, lock back. I roll up there and whoop, smack her bottom, and she. So Smith, those models of Smith and Wessons will do it too. I mean, because it's based off of a Glock, same difference.
Well, we
Gotta
sure
love
said block
volunteers.
many times during that conversation, didn't we?
Well,
We got away with it.
well, it's because we're not talking, like how Josh does about him. Hi, Josh. Miss you, bud.
Josh, he's seen the light. Josh is shooting CZs now.
Yep. Well, what was it, like a year and a half ago? He got a wheel gun, so that I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's okay. Wheel guns are cool. We just gotta fix Uncle Dan.
He's in it for, I think, the modularity of the magazines, because he does have his the Kel-Tec holdovers.
He's probably a closet CZ. He probably has one. He just won't make a video on it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we all know. Oh, I was going to say AR pistol and 300 blackouts, obviously, his most favorite pistol, but.
Scotsman, put Junkie's comment up there.
Hold on. I got a better one first.
Yeah.
Comment of the night.
There you go.
That's exactly it.
There you go, Alden Curious.
Oh. No, it's like I do like the one reason I really like CZs because I like the Colt 1911, and that is the closest gun that I've ever shot. It acts like a Colt, and it's easier to take apart and put together than a Colt. And I mean, in the way it feels in the hand. And I've owned one CZ that couldn't hit crap, and I sold it and I traded it in for my carry gun that I have now, which is also a CZ.
DWX, baby.
Yep. You can't go wrong. I mean, you can't buy a Glock, but otherwise you're good. If you don't believe us, ask Firearms 101. Firearms 101 is probably a prime example of a hardcore Glock fighter, best since sliced bread. And then he shoots a Shadow 2, and
yeah,
he corrects itself.
He got to shoot the Shadow 2 and a couple other CZs, and now he's a CZ-aholic.
Well, it's like somebody always says, CZ life, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Hey, can I say something right quick? Let me butt in here for just a second.
No, absolutely not. We're not talking here.
Hush, man. Let me tell y'all something. I got into this 350 Eagle, 350 Legend, 358 Eagle. Kenny made me a barrel. Y'all know all about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you buy the pace setter 350 Legend reloading kit, the die kit. Doesn't come with any kind of a crimp tool. So you buy the Lee Precision factory crimp die, which is a roll type crimp, and the case, it head spaces off the case mouth. So you're rolling in that cartridge on the end like a rifle or a shouldered rifle or a revolver round. And see it? I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's got that. Yeah, you can see that real well. Got the collets inside there. So it's a roll crimp kind of thing. And I'm like, what is Lee thinking about doing here, man? And Lead Bullet Junkie heard me griping and complaining, asking what's up with that. He sent me this. He sent me a Hornady 350 taper crimp. And all of a sudden, like turning a light on, my stuff is chambering in that rifle. It's unbelievable. It's amazing, the difference and just the kind of crimp die on that particular round. So you guys out there that are fighting with 350 Legend, do yourself a favor and get you that Hornady die. So I want to take a second just to say thanks to Lead Bullet Junkie for doing that for me, because it made a big difference.
I'll have to remember
Awesome.
that.
Now with this 450 Bushmaster that I got, my thing is on trying to get a good group with reloads so I can quit buying the factory ammo. I've got it down to it's got to be something with a crimp. So wonder if we go with that with the horny crimp on that also.
I think probably so. If what die set are you using? How are you crimping it?
And the RCBS set die set.
Are you seeding and crimping at the same time?
Yeah.
See, I never do that.
It's the way the die is made.
I don't care. I don't do that. I'll do it in 2 separate steps. But you'd have to check. I think that those dies that seat the bullet and crimp at the same time, I think those are roll crimps. And if that case headspace is off of the like a 9mm off the case mouth, you got to have a taper crimp to do it right. You can use your I don't know what the diameter is, but you can use a 45.
I do have a 45. Oh,
What's the diameter of that bullet?
that's math. I'd have to go get it's the 450 Bushmaster, so it's a 45 caliber.
Well, I would think it'd be 451, 452, and you might could get away with screwing it back out, screwing that taper crimp die out.
I mean, I've got my books right over here. I can just grab one and read it.
Well,
Because I just go straight by the book every time I do a load. What's that? The Lee something?
Lee factory crimp die, Chico. I don't know. You got to check that's what I'm talking about. The Lee factory crimp die for the 350 Legend was a roll crimp, and the Hornady was a taper crimp, and it made a big difference.
Okay. Well, like Pop said, don't crimp it if you don't have to, but it's AR.
It's got to be crimp.
Yeah, it has to be crimp.
hey guys, my battery's running low. I got to go back inside and get her plugged back in on the laptop. So,
All right. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, B.
Yeah, Brandon.
Later, Brandon.
Good to see you, bud.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yep, good hanging out with everybody. Good seeing everybody, and thanks for having me on.
Take care of that beard, bro.
Oh, I will. You know, you don't have Amish chops over there. So
Well, hey, Brandon, you just seen what Alan did a minute ago, didn't you?
no.
He blew you a kiss.
Oh.
Bye.
It's all about that pink toolbox.
Gotta have something to put my big tool in.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry that I even.
Hey, man, I'm reading comments.
Okay, I'm good.
You're right, CB.
Well, taper crimp is better with straight wall, Pop says.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few other people out there that have a link if you're watching and want to jump in and check your email. We got a little bit left still.
Yeah, Pop, taper crimp is about the only thing you can do with a straight wall, unless it's a what do you call it, a rimmed cartridge like 30-30, but 30-30 has a shoulder. Chico wants to know what we're talking about. 450 Bushmaster, Chico.
Yeah.
which I have not loaded for and know absolutely nothing about.
So, Scotsman.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a little like a pause in the talking. Remember what that little thing about that 2-gun guy I was talking to you about the other day?
Yeah.
What if I throw his picture up here? Yes or no?
I don't care.
Okay.
2-gun guy. What are you referring to here?
What the heck is going on here?
Mantis.
This is a channel. This guy shoots the Steel Challenge, and he is good. And he's only sitting at 180 subscribers. I went and subbed him about a month ago and I know one other person in here went and is subbed to him, but nobody else in our community even knows about this guy.
Go ahead and bring it back up, Daniel.
Okay.
There you
Two gun Terry. And that the guy knows his stuff, and yeah, his videos can be like 13 to 19 minutes long on some of them, but what they're actually doing, he's going over the full how to set the course up and how to practice it. So if you're thinking about doing anything with the Steel Challenge, that the guy knows his stuff. And tell him that Troll Daniel sent you. I told him I was going to be trolling the heck out of him.
He's been around because his oldest video is at least 2 years old. So
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but he's out there doing this stuff with showing teenagers how to do this shooting and and doing the shoots and showing different people as they're going through. It's good. It's a good channel.
Well, I'm going to guess he's getting ready to get a bunch more subscribers right now. So
Yeah.
Well, and I just threw his link out there in the side chat.
interesting.
All of a sudden, overnight, he's going to get slammed. Be like, oh, that video I did cooking burgers was must have taken off really well.
Now there ain't nothing cooking burgers on his stuff.
He'll be at 200 before he knows it.
Yeah.
He's already up to 187.
Cool. But because I can't move. That one last video where I was running and I was actually getting out of the car and shooting and then running again. I was hurting really bad for a week and a half of that. So I think Steel Challenge is the way I'm going to end up going as far as shooting competition. That way I can just be slow shooting and not have to run doing it.
He's at 192 now. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we can slam him to 200 in no time flat.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like a good dude. Daniel showed me one of his videos and we were watching it. Seems like he knows his stuff.
Yeah. But that's somebody, we don't really have any Steel Challenge people in our community that I've seen making videos. Josh has gone out and done it a couple times, but I haven't seen the Steel Challenge stuff. He just went out and won one, didn't he? Oh, the great Pop.
Talking about winning the only illustrious Pop's Quest.
Hey,
There's the beard.
hey, man. Yeah, symmetry. How do I do this? Symmetry.
Yeah, symmetry.
Is that a product or is that just
I can't help. I have no idea how well.
Hey, I'm sorry I was trying to get in earlier and it was messing up. But I can only come on here for a little bit. But hey, good news is, or bad news, I don't know how to look at it. You're only going to be on here for 15 minutes, right?
Well, that's okay, Pops. We've train wrecked it for a lot less than that.
So what did you shoot this weekend?
That's great news. I shot a USPSA match like I do every weekend, and it was a lot of fun. I encourage everyone to go find one near them and shoot it and join the addiction. We need company.
Yep. Go check out that latest video. I watched it right before I started the stream.
Yeah, there's no spoilers allowed here, so there was some teasing going on for sure. Which
No,
I
y'all-
sat next to a guy today that was shooting a brand new Legion X5 with a Romeo red dot on there for the first time. He, his daughter, and son-in-law all shooting it, and all simply amazed at how good that gun shot the first time they shot it. So
I'm like a lot of people. I hate SIG products. I never thought I'd buy one, but I mean, you got to suck it up and shoot what shoots good. And this is one SIG that just is amazing. So I tried shooting the P10F with the optics plate on it. I was secretly trying to shoot that well without anyone knowing it. Trying to shoot the dot with the P10F. It's a piece of shit. I hate it. It doesn't fit my hand. It's too skinny. It's not light. It's not heavy enough. And then the 320 X5 Legion comes along, and dear God, it's an amazing pistol. I don't know how they allow it to be legal and carry optics, but that's what SIG did when they designed that pistol. They designed it to be a competition pistol, and that's what the hell it is.
Nice. I liked your how you switched your magazine buttons so you know which one's which. I like that. It's a good idea.
Yeah, now I'm probably going to get a fourth or fifth one, and they ran out of colors, so I don't know what the hell to do next. So
Nail polish. I'm sure the wife's got some sitting around.
yeah. Yeah,
Rattle
something like
can,
that.
I hear Tamara makes some great polycarbonate paints.
I'm trying to understand. Okay, now you're going to get a fourth and a fifth one.
It's an addiction. I can't explain it to you. As I sell off $5,000 and $6,000 pistols, it just seems very easy to go out and buy cheap plastic guns that shoot well. I don't understand it either, but it's just something that happens, I think.
Have you even been looking at doing the pistol caliber carbine?
What is that?
Well, the 9mm. Yeah, what is that? You know what that is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I felt. Yeah.
I'm not gonna shoot a rifle in a pistol competition. That's just something I don't agree with. But those guys have to show up at a match and unbag their shit and then get their balls busted by 20 other people. And so, I give them credit. They're out there shooting a rifle in a pistol competition, and being good at it. And if you're gonna do something, do it full on. So, not me.
I would think that would be a different class, a different division.
It is.
It is, but you can do it at pistol shoots.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone wants to go for the overall, right? So if you were going to go down to the Florida Open, a prestigious match like I just shot last weekend. Was it last weekend? Has it been that far already? And you want to win the match. You want to shoot the gun that can win the match. Well, that's either open or PCC. And I wish I could tell you who won the match. I hope to God it was an open shooter, but it could have been a PCC guy. But there's nothing like being the overall winner to a match. And bringing a rifle to a pistol match is just kind of, but yeah, you can get the overall win that way. So
it's kind of tacky yet unrefined.
Well, I'm just looking at it from the side of I shot X-Rings, that JP, and just fell totally in love with that gun. I'm hitting, don't have to, it's got a dot. You're hitting steel at 10 yards to 125 yards, and you don't have to adjust your aim at all.
Yep. Oh, here's the thing. I've been doing this shit for about 3 years now. I shot a Glock. I shot a CZ Tactical Sports. I shot a Tactical Sports Orange. I shot a 2011. I shot an open gun, and now I'm shooting a SIG. Arguably, I've shot a lot of different shit in competition, and I've gone through the process. It's not been it's not been jumping around. It's been like a process. It's been moving to different things because of, shooting a dot, not shooting a dot, shooting iron sight, shooting minor power factor, major power factor, different round count, blah, 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 go on, so on and so forth. Anyway, the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you should shoot the gun that you want to shoot the most in your life. Like what you love to shoot is going to make your competition experience that much better. I don't care if you can score higher with another gun. You should shoot the gun that you want to shoot. That's going to make your experience better. Period.
Yeah, kind of like your carry gun. Carry the one that you shoot the best, that you're comfortable carrying.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I agree with that.
I say carry the one that you will carry. No gun's going to do you any good sitting on the nightstand by the bed.
I wasn't shaking my head at you. I was shaking my head at some of these comments, but no, I agree. In the middle of the night when you're half asleep, you want to grab something you're familiar with. Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't say anything about chicken wings. Cow. Anyway, Scott, I'm sorry, buddy. We've been having trouble hearing you most of the evening.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard-
probably because I don't have my microphone. I'm just on an iPad.
Okay.
All right. Can you use a
Still?
2011 in those matches? Yeah. Yeah, I shot a 2011 in limited, and I shot a 2011 in open. And you can, okay, there's a division for every gun ever made in USPSA. So here's the thing. This is what I tell everybody. If you want to go shoot a match, whatever gun you feel the most comfortable with, get as much of your gear together and just go shoot a match, because there's production, there's carry optics, there's limited major, there's limited minor, there's open division, there's PCC. If you got a rifle that shoots a pistol caliber, I mean, honestly, and the reason they do that is because they want to fill the match. They want as many people competing as possible, and I think that's a good thing. And that's why we might secretly or even sometimes give people shit that we know that shoot a PCC in a match, but at the end of the day, it's we all love everyone that comes to shoot a match. It's a lot of fun.
So what's the next one you got coming up?
Actually, I'm open next weekend, which I'm looking for something crazy and sick to do. So I'm going to try to find something tomorrow. So the thing about next Saturday is it's a 5th Saturday, and most clubs around the world, they identify with 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Saturday. 5th Saturdays are usually some weird outlaw shit going on somewhere because people know. Yeah, I hear you, Chico. You're in good shape, man. I was just overshaped, but I want to find something cool. There'll be something really wicked going on within a 5-hour drive of me, and I want to go find it. So I'm gonna search tomorrow and go find something cool to do. I don't know yet. But anyway.
Yep. And like you said last week, don't always rely on practice score guys. There's other ways to find clubs, find your local club and stuff like that, and you better get into these shoots.
I'm gonna call X-Ring and them guys and be like, come on, what's some crazy shit going on? And last time I did that, I ended up climbing on top of a 40-foot shipping container, shooting at targets way out in the middle of nowhere. So it was a lot of fun.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. It's all out there. You just got to go find it. You got to go ask the right people and just go do it. I mean, a lot of fun.
Yep. So Jamie, what do you got coming up load wise? I know you're working something up.
I got 270s loaded up. I got 358 Eagle and some 30-30 stuff. I've got some Taco Mauser rounds loaded up that I haven't shot, and I got to get them. I might bring them to Dead Zero and let Scott shoot those test rounds and see how he can do with it.
Cool, man.
Hey, Daniel, are you coming back this away before you go back that away?
I'm in Ohio right now.
I know.
And, I'm going to be heading down probably near spring.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, unless something happens there where she needs something. Yeah.
I think you'll get some offers there, Chico. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I was thinking, Chico, that's kind of dangerous making that statement in this chat.
I'd give it.
Already got one taker.
I'd give it 30 pounds and never miss it. Got to work that off too. Just hard right now.
Yeah.
So Daniel, are you coming to Dead Zero, brother?
That's up in the air. As far as going down to Dead Zero, it's like, what are you looking at me that there, Sir Bonus?
Places to stay between.
Yeah, that's right after. Is that before Easter or after Easter?
Weekend
Right
after.
Weekend after. Yeah, that kind of all depends. Because I know all the rooms in that hotel are booked up, aren't they?
No, I think there's still rooms available now.
Plenty of rooms. Plenty of rooms.
In worst case scenario, you can sleep on the floor.
Hey, I've slept outside on a cot, so I remember the last day there. I was like, man, I'm not staying out here one more night. I went in there and slept by the coffee pot, and Rich, when I got there, as he put the coffee in the grinder, and said, "You're a good man." I just held my cup up. I just held my cup up there and let him fill it when as soon as it got done.
That guy could come too.
Are you talking about Rich? Oh, that guy there. Hey, one of the reasons I got on this thing was I wanted to talk about the whole crimp thing. So people get I think there's a lot of the reloaders talk about crimping bullets a lot of different ways. So people talk about a factory crimp die, which I believe is a taper crimp. Am I right, Jamie?
They do come in both, but the one I was talking about was a roll crimp.
So a roll crimp is basically when you're just crimping around the top of the neck. You're basically just crimping at a single point. Where's my fingers? So you're just basically crimping at a single point. A taper crimp or a factory crimp is when you actually, and you can't factory or taper crimp a rifle cartridge. You can only do a straight wall. So, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is my thought process. I want to make sure I'm right about this. But a factory crimp or taper crimp is where, like in production, they're actually coming down and they're actually factory crimp or taper crimping. There's a die. It's basically like another resizing die that actually comes down, and it's just smaller than a sizing die, and it crimps the bullet, but all in one swoop instead of actually grabbing the neck and going quink 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 like a roll crimp would do. Am I thinking correctly on all that?
Let's take factory and set it to the side here and admit that is a selling phrase from Lee.
Okay.
Okay. Put factory over here. Revolver cartridges, 357, 38 special, 44, 40, all that kind of stuff is roll crimp. Then you got your straight wall cartridges that are that don't have a rim on them. Those have to be taper crimped. So in my mind, you have two types of crimps: taper crimp, roll crimp. That's it.
All right, but was I right saying that a roll crimp is basically just squeezing the very top of the brass?
Exactly.
Okay. And then a taper crimp is actually a whole die coming down and squeezing the bullet as you come down. So as you adjust that crimp, you're squeezing the whole round just a little bit more each time, right?
Or you're squeezing the brass into the bullet.
Right. But it does it as a gradual thing as it's coming down instead of just going squish squish like right around the neck. I'm trying to make this where people can understand, because honestly I understand it, but I didn't understand it for a long time.
I know it can be confusing. Let's take a look. .38 special. This is a cast lead bullet, and if you look closely, you can see where it's actually rolled into what we call the crimp groove on that cast lead bullet. That groove was put there. There's another one up here. That one had two of them. So I just happened to make that a longer case so I can put more powder in it, whatever. So it's actually rolling the top part of the case into the bullet.
Now that's similar to a cantilever on a rifle, because you have to roll crimp a rifle cartridge. So you normally want to size your cartridge to the cantilever, so you're roll crimping to the cantilever, correct?
Yes, but you don't have to, but that's the way it's designed to be done.
Right. Okay, all right, yes.
Then you have 45 ACP, straight wall. This rim here is not a rim. It's the same size as the outside of the brass.
Auto.
So that's for ejecting the case out of the gun. So the bullet is squeezed down here, and as you squeezing, crimping down here, it's opening up the mouth right here, which is where the case mouth is what's going to catch on the chamber, and that's where it's going to headspace. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it doesn't want to put pressure on the top of the brass, because it's got to chamber against the top of the brass. So a roll crimp would defeat that whole scenario.
Exactly. It causes you an overpressure situation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason I brought that up to begin with is because that 45-70 I have, I can hit a softball out at 200 yards with it, but that caliber and that gun should be able to hit a softball out at 300 yards. And that's what I want to get down to, reloading instead of having to buy the factory bullets.
Well, if you buying factory bullets, you may never get it to hit that 300 yards. But with your hand loading, you should be able to do that pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got it down to where I just figured I'm doing. I got to do something with the crimp because I'm doing the trim, and it was just couldn't get that crimp right. So after 200 yards, it was just spreading out too much.
Well, how about not crimp it at all and just load them one at a time to see what it's capable of, and then just crimp little by little. And I mean, the only reason you would crimp is because of the recoil. So if you're just going to load one at a time, don't crimp at all. Start from there and work backwards.
What kind of rifle is it? Is it a lever gun?
AR.
No, it's an AR. That's why he's crimping. But what I said is don't crimp about 10 of them and just shoot them one at a time.
Yeah, hand feed them.
Yeah, exactly. And then see what it's capable of without a crimp.
All righty.
Is that a rimmed cartridge?
The 450?
You said 45-70.
Oh yeah, the 45. No. I'm sorry. The
It's
450 Bushmaster.
That's a straight wall.
wall cartridge.
No, it's not a rimmed because it's an auto.
Yeah, it's not rimmed. It's straight wall.
Okay.
So you don't want to heavily crimp that anyway, but
No.
just don't crimp it at all and see what you get.
Yeah, I start loading on a heavy crimp. The pressures kind of go up a lot.
Yeah, you've got to taper crimp that. If that's a straight wall AR case, it's got to be. taper crimp.
Yeah, just see how light I can go before the bullets start sliding forward when it slams one in.
Well, don't crimp it at all, and just chamber one and see
Yeah.
if it'll chamber. Just take the charging handle, put a round in there very softly. If it'll chamber easily, I mean, you're good to go.
Yeah, West Covina's got a real good point. You're probably going subsonic right before you get to 300 yards.
At 300 yards, this bullet is like shooting a 44 Magnum point blank.
What's your velocity?
Now, let me grab my book. I mean, I don't have my data. It's been since right before hunting season when I was doing all the reloading. But yeah, I'm going to grab the book here.
Well, if it's still going over 1,100 feet per second, it's probably. Chico's in his books, y'all.
Yeah,
Don't work.
but here's the thing: if you got a half inch of that bullet down in the brass, you don't have to crimp that thing. There's enough surface area. You're never going to have any setback. You're never going to have any recoil issues, especially in an AR. The recoil is almost nothing. I mean, I could see it, maybe a lever gun or something like that, tube fed or something. I mean, but in an AR, I would think you don't really have to worry about it.
American Reloader says AR should be crimped. If you got enough bullet tension on an AR, you can shoot without a crimp. So he's saying the same thing.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of the same thing, especially with those. I don't know. I say just try it.
There goes the house.
Hey, Mario. Why is it so quiet in here? Because you ain't in here, man.
We're getting ready to round it up. That's why.
Yeah, I got to go to bed anyway. So
We'll let Daniel do his thing, and then we'll start winding down.
The beard guy.
Well, right at the muzzle, it's going 2,200 feet per second. And that's and if you got it'll shoot high 4 inches at 100, 0 at 200, and 19.3 low at 300 yards.
it's a big fucking bullet going very slow, man. That's like shooting an AK-47 without steroids.
Yeah, but it has the accuracy with the factory.
Yeah. That's why they let you shoot deer with it, because it's a fucking challenge.
Yeah, I think it's up there, man.
What you need to do is push that bitch at about 3,000 feet per second and see what happens.
I did that by accident with a too tight of a crimp. It was darn near 3,000 feet per second.
No shit. Wow.
And a good thing it was a good strong platform, because my shoulder hurt for months.
Well,
I'm just thinking about it. I see you up there rubbing the shoulder.
I mean, all you need is one good round, right? I mean,
Oh heck, I that doe I shot first I don't know, the bullet might have deflected or something, but it went low and it hit that front bone in the front leg and hit the other front leg, and it didn't have any front legs. That's why I didn't put that deer on video when I made that video. Both front legs were gone. Hanging on just by a little bit of hide.
yeah, I heard you don't have to track them near as far if they don't have legs.
Yeah, they tend to drop pretty quick.
They still got the back ones.
I mean, they go in circles if they have back legs.
It made it from the edge of the woods here at the field right down to the creek bottom. So Scotsman, he knows how far it is. It went 150 yards.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go.
Later.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, y'all. Always good chatting with you guys. I'm gonna bust out of here a little bit earlier. Y'all do your outros. I'll catch y'all in the next one.
All right, appreciate
For
it.
gracing us with your beard, sir.
Yeah, y'all be good. Bye.
All right, Trollinator.
Oh, that's me. I was reading comments over here. Hey, thanks for having me on, and it's been great talking to you guys. And I bet you had a lot of fun when I was down here looking for the box so I could get that data. I shouldn't even brought it up. I just wanted to know if I could do something a little bit better with the crimp with these big old things. But thanks.
How much does that weigh? The bullet.
Yeah, I'm feeling it here. Why don't I just read the data off the box? Yeah, that is a 250 grain bullet.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm pretty much getting the higher and better performance than shooting an inline muzzleloader with the 450 Bushmaster. So it's extended my yardage out.
Okay. Well, the point Pat was making, West Covina was making, once a bullet goes subsonic, it does all kind of wanky stuff. So if it's dropping down below, 1,100 feet or so, by the time it gets to 300 yards, it might be doing some walked up stuff. So anyway, carry on, Scotsman. I'm sorry, shaving accident.
All right. Well, you're up, big dummy.
I want to invite everybody to come up to Dead Zero and shoot with us. We're going to have a good time. We've got 14 YouTube guys already committed to coming, and y'all check us out on Friday nights. The Georgia Shooting Connection. We moved to our own. Georgia Shooting Connection has its own channel now. We also have a Gmail account for emails. Send us an email if y'all can come. But yeah, I got a 30-30 video to make. I got a 358 Eagle video to make, and I'm working on 270 to try to shoot out to 1,000 yards when we all get together. And y'all go check out Scotsman's link and help Ms. Holster if you can. And we had a nice little moment of silence and prayer time for Mr. and Ms. Holster Friday night, and it was an honor. So thanks for having me. Shaving accident.
Appreciate you, brother. And yeah, if you guys didn't see that on Friday, it was pretty awesome. Jamie did a really good job. So thanks again, brother. I don't know, is Sabonis here still, or has he disappeared?
Yeah, I think he's making tea.
All right. Well, we'll just go to the Just Bearded guy.
Oh, all right. All right. It's been a very great evening. We've had a lot of illustrious guests, a couple of staples, couple of older staples that we haven't seen in a minute. The side chat has been absolutely popping, especially when we started talking about limp. But anyway, you weirdos. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you everybody that joined us on the panel. It's been a very great evening, and I vote for the Trollinator this evening, by the way. So keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
All right, guys. Appreciate everyone showing up. It was a great chat. Great seeing everyone in the side chat. It was blowing up. Absolutely awesome. Again, if you can help out Mrs. Holster, please do so. Hit that link and help out. And we will have a giveaway here pretty soon as all the parts come in. I got the text tonight on my approval for the lover, so I'll go pick it up tomorrow. And we'll get that thing put together. So we'll do that here soon. But appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.